Hello, Lindsay Milner here of sylvantraining.com. How's work? Like to know how to be happy at work when you hate it? Today I talked to David Andrew of davidandrewcoaching.com. He shares his experience of being in a job he hates and how he learned to be happy there. David is now a growth mindset mentor, coach and keynote speaker. If you want to know more about him, links to his website, news blog and YouTube channel are in the description below, or go to davidandrewcoaching.com. Hello David, thank you so much for joining me here today. I really found your story fascinating and I thought it was worth sharing. So thank you so much, I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to help me with this. So let me ask you then, you used to work for a local council, and at the time I remember you telling me that you, for a long time while you were there, you weren't very happy. Can you tell me about what the problems were? What was it that you were unhappy about while you were in that job?
I've worked for the council since 1999, for a very long time, and I took it on as a job because we all need to work to earn a bit of money, and I needed a job, so I went and everything was okay. And then as the time went by, I realized that my job was okay itself, the actual job, but there were lots of people that I was working with, lots of people, and we all have our own little personality that we come in with there.
Yeah.
And even though I'm not the kind of person who doesn't like to get on, because I like to get on with everybody, but there were certain things that people I couldn't get on with, and I tried my best to make it work. And there were good days and there were some really bad days, and when bad days happen, it was very difficult for me to recover out of that.
Right, yeah.
And I carried that at home, my family life. And just to talk about my wife, and every morning I used to say, honey, I don't want to go to work today. You know, that's how I used to feel. And I did that for a very long time. And the relationship at work was quite unstable, if that's the right word. You have your few friends and you get along with them, but you have to work with all sorts of people.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working every single time.
Yeah. So was this one particular person, or was it a number of people that you found
I think it
difficult?
began with one person, then it kind of, there are cliques of people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered that if you don't fit into a clique of people, then those people don't seem to get on with you, in that clique. And I could not understand why these things are happening. But I actually never thought about it. So I would just be very reactive or retaliate, which would make things even worse.
Yeah.
And it kind of escalated into many things, and eventually even my relationship with my supervisors and some managers started to go down the pan, but I had to still work with them because I had no choice, and it made me very unhappy, to say the least.
Right, yeah.
And there was time thinking, you know what, I wish I could do something else.
Right.
But I realized that there was no way out, because council pays me good money.
Yeah.
And the salary wasn't bad, but the atmosphere of work wasn't something that I really enjoyed.
Right.
And I thought, what can I do? And really, a lot of the time, we can't do anything. We got to just live with it as long as we are going to be there. And to cut a long story short, I thought I need to start changing things.
Okay.
But it became too late, because the misery that I had at work made me feel very, very unsatisfied. Lack of contentment. My relationship with my family began to break down as well. Yeah.
When we're unhappy, it kind of spills over into everything.
It spills into
doesn't it?
everything, and you do not know why it's spilling, because our emotions take over the things,
Yeah.
and we go into all sort of funny moods, and your wife, your kids, your friends, they have to sometimes pick up the brunt.
Yeah.
If they are having a rough time in their lives, and they throw it back at you, so it becomes like a vicious circle,
Yeah.
almost like going down.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're sliding down a greased pole towards hell, basically, and you don't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
Well, in myself, I didn't know how to stop it. I did not know how to stop it.
But you did make some changes, and you
Yes.
did stop it. So
It
tell me what
only
you did.
happened after I had a massive crash in my life,
Right. Okay.
to the detrimental of I lost everything.
Oh, right.
It wasn't just the sad things. Sad things brought me to a point where I crash landed. And now this time starts to think, should I stay here and mope around and give up on life, or should I start crawling back?
Right.
And
So-
when I
Oh, sorry.
no. And the crawling back is exactly what happened.
Right.
It's like, somebody said there's a light at the end of a dark tunnel. And I was in that tunnel for a long time. And I thought, there is light, but how do I want to come out looking?
Yes. Yeah.
Do I want to be the same person with the same mindset? Or do I want to be a guy that is actually has learned some lessons, hard lessons, and going to make a difference in my life? And that tunnel experience was a changing experience. It's almost like a caterpillar that comes out of the chrysalis. And
Right.
it turns into a butterfly, but the caterpillar doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is what I know about you now is you are a very positive, inspirational. You and you live your values. So tell me more about how that happened at the time. What made you decide, or just give us some example of something that you did that was different from what you've done before.
Yeah. When I look at it, what I did was everything I realized that happens in my brain.
Right.
Our
Okay.
brain is a think center,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I started to study my own brain. Sounds a bit scientific, but it wasn't all science. I read a lot about it. I said, why do I think the way I do?
Okay.
The big question was why? Then when I think that way, what do I do after I think this way? Sometimes I follow with an action, other times I say, oh, boring, it's not worth doing it. So I began to, I looked at I went back to my childhood days when I was living back in Bombay, India. This is just all happening inside my head.
Yeah.
Nothing in And I'm thinking, when I was born, I was a very happy child. Everything was really good. How come I become so miserable? And I realized that I had picked up a lot of things that were habits or influences or family traditions and cultural thinking. And I just took them on board, and I was trying to fulfill them almost under obligation.
Right.
And I thought, and I did it, but I thought, I don't want to do this really. But I'm still doing it because I'm obligated. What would other people think about my life rather than what I think? So I was basically living for everybody else. So what I began to do was to say, I did a brain analysis of my thinking. There is no scientific evidence to how I did it, but I discovered there were 23 things in my life that I needed to change.
Wow. 23. That's.
I wrote them down. They were not good, they were not bad, they were not
just
right,
were.
they were not right, wrong. They were just that it was not meant for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if a doctor prescribes you a medication which is meant for you, it's the medication which is meant to make you feel good and better, and but if I start taking your medication, it probably would have a detrimental effect.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, these things are not good or bad, but maybe they are not for me. I need to start changing them. Now, changing something that you've done for years takes a bit of practice,
Yes.
a bit of discipline, a bit of determination, a bit of motivation, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It says, I am going to do something different. Now, I know I can't change these 23 things overnight, but then I began to look at the root cause of my problem. For me, my root cause was anger.
Right.
Anger was like a little dynamite thing, like a little dynamite. And when it would burst, boom, things would happen. So I thought, anger, and I wasn't like an aggressive, violent kind of person, but this just
Probably because you were holding it in.
And I was trying to get it right and couldn't get it right, so I got more angry. I was a little bit of a perfectionist in my thinking. I want things in proper order, and I think wouldn't go my way. I was get angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
So I said, why do I get angry about these things? They're not, people say no one's died. It's not the matter of life. And people say that cliche and we get it. But actually, inside you're really dying slowly. Even nobody else is dying, but you're dying because this anger. So I said, how do I manage or temper this anger feeling? I began to practice. I said, whenever I feel angry, like my driving, I was a very angry driver. Or we have experienced road rage. And I did get into one road rage one time. Not because I did anything, the guy did something to me, and I thought, I want to retaliate now. So I'll play the dominant part. I'll threaten people first, so they'll be intimidated by me. Very bad idea. Never try it, because it could be very dangerous. A lesson learned. But I said, how do I tame my anger? How do I bring it down? I did not go to anger management. I said, there is something within me that I don't have this tolerance level towards certain things. And I need to put that into perspective. So I looked at anger. Say somebody would cut me up on the road. This is practical now, right? We all can practice. All of us can do that.
Yeah.
And this is what it is. I said, that guy is driving in front of me, driving like an idiot. Now he shouldn't be doing this. Now, I'm already started to, this inside mind chatter is already happening. I need to flash my light or beep my horn.
Yeah.
Right? I says, don't do that. I said, let me just deep breathe in. He doesn't know me from Adam. I don't know him from Adam. He's just driving the way he is. So I said, I'll count 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Even just doing this exercise, I just felt relaxed. Did you feel that if you just do that?
Yeah, it's
such a simple
just
thing.
That pause, isn't it?
That pause, that few second pause. I said, if I'm only going to count up to 10, the traffic light will change.
Well, the thing is, it's gone by the time you've done that.
And I began to practice this in every area of anger. Okay,
That's
I did fail, but I was getting better at it.
Yeah. Whenever we try something new, we're never going to get it right straight off, are we?
But I thought, I'm going to practice this now at any anger situation. And you know what? After a while, I wasn't even feeling angry. Now you can try and make me angry as much as you like. The fact is that you will become more frustrated by not getting me angry.
Yeah, yeah. And the only person I'm hurting then is myself, not you. Yeah.
And often, because there is this thing within us, all of us as kids, that we want to react and take revenge back.
Yeah.
If somebody hits you, you want to hit them back.
Yeah.
Especially, but if you're a timid kind of person, you just take it and you just go inside yourself. Yeah. But one day, who knows how you might explode?
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
So I came to a realization that this is what anger can do to me. You know what? This 23 thing that I'm talking about, the root cause was anger. And many things fell into place.
Right.
Because I wasn't responding to those things. I wasn't reacting and behaving in a certain manner that was causing other people to get upset by me.
So how did that play out at work then?
Play out at work, when I analyzed my own brain, I thought they have not analyzed their brain, so I analyzed their brain, their verbal thing. Why do they react that way? Why do even people get upset when they see bad weather? Oh, it's horrible weather, isn't it? Bloody hell, all that kind of stuff, and they come in freezing and shaking, and all that kind of. I said, they're upset because of the weather, which they've got no control over. Now for me to say, oh, cheer up, guys, it's only a weather, that would have upset them even more.
Yeah.
They're already hurting. I said, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Let me make you a cup of tea. Bang. Bang. Power. Bang, you hit them with you know what? You sit down, take your coat off, I'll get you a nice cup of warm tea. They're my colleagues. I could have done that anyway, but I did it for a particular situation.
Yeah.
And that made me feel like I'm strong now. I'm not going to be affected by how they feel now. Because whatever tantrums people are going to throw out of how they are feeling, they don't want to do that to you, but it just happens.
Yeah, because you're just there.
You're just there. You just get the brunt of everything. So I say, you know what? Let's diffuse this bomb. You're a bomb diffuser, suddenly. You become. I said, no, I'll make them a cup of tea. I had so many rows and arguments with my managers. It's unbelievable. Read one of my blogs. You'll see them.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description
blog,
so that if people want to look that up, they can look that up.
And that blog is actually talks about how people experience that. And I always felt that I was victimized. I was a victim. And maybe people were doing it deliberately for me. Maybe I wasn't good enough. I wasn't a very high grade worker. These people are managers, they are directors, they can tell you whatever they want, and I'm like the little puppy dog, underdog just doing. And I felt like I had very no self-worth. I'm nobody.
Right.
And I lived that kind of life. And when I wanted to fight back, I would just bite. Like an angry dog doesn't negotiate, they just bite.
Yeah.
And I would bite them back, which made the situation even worse.
Yeah.
But that's not part of my personality. I'm a very calm, loving, family kind of guy, cooks and cleans and does all the work and very loving to my wife. Why do I display this character within me, which I don't even like it?
Yeah.
How do I control? How do I manage that? There's a way to do it too.
Yeah.
Would you like to know?
Yeah, go ahead, tell us.
Every time I had an argument with my manager, because what had happened when they said something to me, they never meant it to be nasty to me. The way they delivered it sounded like it was nasty. I took it as nasty. I took it as, how dare you speak to me like that? There was like a slinging match straight away. Then I thought, and they were like, we were all flushed up, and there was like, and we all used to become very quiet, and I used to feel like this is going to wreck my day. What do? I used to say, I want to say I'm really sorry for my behavior. Please forgive me. And I used to go and give them a hug. Let's have a Jaffa cake and have a cup of tea. And this became
because
like my
that's a very
habit.
human response, isn't it?
Yeah, because they never meant to hurt me. If they did, I've still overcome the situation by loving them back. It takes a bit of practice.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen, but you sow good seeds into your life.
Yes. Yeah.
And when they start to grow, you nurture it, you can see the fruits of it.
Yeah.
The fruit is displayed through your behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's what it happened. Yeah.
One of the things I firmly believe is that when we want to make a change, and as you acknowledged, it's really hard to make changes to those ingrained habits, and it takes a lot of practice. But one of the things I think is really important is those small wins at the beginning, when you start to get a first little bit of result from the changes you've made that encourages you to go on and continue to practice.
Yeah, but also, it practice, but also they can see the difference.
Yeah.
And there becomes a difference in their own personal life as well.
Yeah.
Because all my managers, as much as I mouthed them off and told these things and swearing, whatever it was in that anger bit, which was horrible, which was toxic, and it was disrespectful for me to disrespect my managers, really, because they have been placed there as a responsible people doing their, and they have a position.
They're trying to do their best with their jobs
with
as
their
well.
jobs.
Yeah.
And I needed to learn to respect their position, not criticize them and tell them how bad they are. That's not for me to judge, right? They have got managers above them and directors. I'm accountable to them, and my accountability is to say, I respect you for your position. And I began to speak like that.
Yeah.
I said, no, I really value your input. Now these words are very powerful words. It's amazing how difficult it is for even to say that. Sorry is one of the most difficult thing to say.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because they think they have wronged me. I didn't do nothing. Look at all the people that have. I say, you know what? Let's forget all that. Do what you have to do. Don't think about other 10 people, how they are behaving. Think about your behavior and how your behavior is having an effect on them,
Yeah.
and how it's helping
Yeah.
you with your relationship. So my relationship mended. All my managers began to love me. I gave them that professional respect. We kept a professional distance, but on my last day, they all loved me. They said, we'll never meet a guy like you. So it's like a family. It's an extended family from how you have in the house. You have a bigger family of colleagues and managers and directors and CEOs. They are like a family. They are people. They are human beings. They have got their own family lives. This job title, this position sometimes segregates us. And I think we need to try and cross that barrier. Or we should try and build bridges, not break them down, and build walls and say, no, them and us. Because that's how I lived my life. Them and us. Them and us. And there were a gang of people, of all of us, we were the us and they were the them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the role we all played. And that's what happens.
Do you know what I think is really interesting about what you've just said is that so many people in public sector jobs will be feeling the way you used to feel, that the managers are useless and they don't understand what you're up against, and I think it's really powerful that you were in that situation but you still decided that you could make the difference. You didn't depend on somebody else treating you with respect. You just decided that you would be the first one. You would change how you approached people, and that then had a knock-on effect for a lot, for the whole working environment, quite possibly. I think that's really interesting.
The interesting part about this is be the change you want to see.
Yeah, as a very wise man once said.
I don't know who said it.
I think was it Gandhi? I think it was Gandhi.
Somebody must have, some white
think
man,
it's
and I
Gandhi.
must have picked it up somewhere.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to be. I can't change you. I can't change the world. I can only change myself.
Yeah.
And it's much easier. It's an easier task to just change yourself than to change hundreds and thousands of people. And I thought to myself, you know what? How come I never thought about that? But then I went to my roots of my childhood and how my dad brought me up.
Yeah.
Those values, those principles. And they became the foundation of what I do today. I have very strong foundations. It doesn't matter how tall your building looks, but when the challenges come, your foundations are strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. One very last question then, just to wrap this up. You're now working as a independent coach, business and mindset coach, working with individuals. So given that you turned that job around for you, why did you leave?
All these things happen in the council.
Yeah.
Somebody recognized me, said, Dave, we've seen you change and the way you go around and talk to people. And I was helping a lot of Chinese students in China.
Right, yeah.
And I was doing it all as a pro bono thing.
Right.
But I never realized what was coaching. I never heard the term coaching.
Okay.
I only associated the word coaching with sports. So I said, Dave, you could be a good coach. I said, really? I said, no, the way what you do is actually you're coaching people. You're mentoring people. So I became a mentor in the council. I joined the mentoring list. And I was helping young people who were coming as apprentices. And my whole lifestyle became like a coach. I don't judge people. I don't care what you've done. I say, you know what? If I can be instrumental to help you where you want to get, let's work together. And that's how it all started. Now I've turned it into a business about 18 months ago. But that's how it all began.
Right.
That coaches and mentors are there as a guide.
So actually, the steps that you took, changing your approach and changing yourself and changing how you approached work, actually led you on to doing something else with your life.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say you really love?
I love what I do. I put it on the post yesterday, you know, that if I didn't love what I did, I said, why am I doing it? I left my job, well-paid job. I took an early retirement because an opportunity came, and I thought, what am I going to do? Because I won't get a proper wage anymore. And business can be precarious at the early stages. How am I going to live? I said, I can live. I can live if I'm going to put my mind into what I want to do, and I want to make this grow. Because I am genuinely out there trying to help people through life experience. This is not a prescriptive thing, you know, do this, you know. This is actually say, I'm there, I'm covering your back. I'll be there with you on the journey till you achieve your goals. You'll have a set of mindset tools that you can start implementing, and you can start coaching more people. Whether you do it for money or whether you do it just out of you want to help people.
Yeah.
And I realize that in a lot of corporate businesses now, they're talking about managers and directors, that they act as coaches in business.
Yeah.
I think that's where I want to be, that I'm helping people in this corporate environment to say, look, I've been there, I've got the scars, they're not painful anymore, but they're just the reminders of what not to do again.
Yes. Yeah.
What mistakes not to make.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And,
Thank you for inviting me.
It's really fascinating, and I think a lot of very valuable lessons there for people. If people are interested in finding out more about you, then we'll put the links in the description below. So
Yeah, just
they can go
davidandrewcoaching.com.
Yep, they can find you, they can find your blog. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.